Okay, this is the Hider Joy, and over there is our main skipper, Richard Leo. At the moment, once the boys start up, we'll be counting the fish into the harvest tote. So this is a grade to harvest at the integrated of black cod at the integrated Multi-Trophic Aquaculture site in Kyuquot Sound in Canada. So up on the table we have Nathan to the right. He's out to do some kelp work and give us a hand for today. And then we have Keith up there as well. He's just putting his rain gear on. And then on the far side we have Sam. Sam's been with us for almost 2 years now. Both those guys are from the village just around the corner, and tend to be our weekend go-to guys. Sam's going to be on the grade. He'll be grading the fish. He's got the most experience out of those guys. And then down below them there right now, Dave is just setting up and getting ready to harvest, to set up the uplift and get the fish running up through the pipe. So what we've got going on here is, this is a transfer pen that we graded or split down a bunch of fish from when we moved out of the net over there. And then these guys are going to be further graded to harvest. What we're looking for is premium fish for this harvest. So nothing with a funny mark or a deformed mouth or anything like that. Premium fish. So basically right away here, Dave's just firing up the uplift, and you'll see water start coming up through the pipe there. That's a 10-inch uplift. That's basically just an air operated uplift running from a compressor over to our left behind the boat there. So as you can see, once you add air to the uplift, you get a bunch of water starting to flow. And we've got some dewatering tables and stuff up there, which I'll show you briefly or shortly. So what we've got going on here is the fish have been moved into a handling trough. So we've got a trough here that's quite deep, and then there's still a few fish in the back of the pen, but not very many. And the handling trough will let a few still in if we need to. So we've got a handling trough with all our fish that are ready to be graded to go into harvest. So these guys are just about to start going through the pipe. So of course it's got quite a bit of suction, and Dave had a dip net over the top there, and one fish decided he wanted to go in with the dip net, as usual.
It's better than 100.
So once these guys calm down, they'll start lifting back up towards the mouth of we call it the snuffleupagus. But yeah, to the mouth of the uplift there, through, it's a nice smooth mouth. And once they calm down and start lifting into there, they get sucked into there, and it's a very critical maneuver as to how tight you have and how many fish you have in this trough. Otherwise you can have way too many fish up on the table, and the graders can't keep up with the situation. So it takes the fish a little bit of time to calm down, and because I'm standing here, they're staying deep. But as we walk away, they'll start going into the pipe. So as they go up through the uplift, they'll come up onto the table, and through that uplift, through the dewatering box, which I'll show you in the next part of the video, and then onto the table. So on the table you'll have Sam grading them over to Keith. Keith will bonk them humanely, one hit hopefully. Nathan will cut their gills, and they slide down the pipe and into the harvest tote, which already has a bunch of ice in it, in a slurry. All of the blood water that they bleed out all goes with the fish down into the tote and is taken to the plant. And so all the blood water and everything doesn't go into the ocean here. It goes out with the fish to the plant, and then the plant actually deals with the blood water treatment and then disposal. So Dave at present is just looking at whether he wants to tension up this net a little bit and make these guys go towards the snuffy. And these guys are starting, you can start to see fish starting to go in there, and I'll just move up and not talk for a little bit. Not that they can hear me, but you're probably sick of listening to me. And we'll see if we can see fish going in there. The boys are up on the table waiting for fish, and of course right now they're not getting any, but they will come. Okay, so from there we have the seine boat, Richard Leo's seine boat. That's pretty much the big boat for the area, and for the amount of weight that we're doing, approximately 5,000 pounds round, we need a boat this size to be able to move these fish to the wharf in Fair Harbour, and also to unload and load our truck at Fair Harbour. So these fish will be harvested today and transported down to Walcan in Quadra Island, which is just off Campbell River. They'll be processed tomorrow at Walcan, and then we'll be in Vancouver for shipping to Hong Kong and elsewhere on Friday morning. So I'll have a harvest report for this harvest when we're done, and I'll probably attach that and a couple of still photos and stuff to the end of this video, and you can see what our average size was. So I'm predicting our average size will be dressed somewhere around 5 pounds, maybe a little bit better. We're losing about 14% to gutted weight and blood loss. So looks like the harvest is starting. The boys are starting to get a few fish up there. We can see a bit of activity. So I'll go up there and finish this video just with the start of them getting fish. So I've just got to walk past here without getting my camera too wet, I hope. So I'll give you a little bit of rundown on this. The compressor is over there, far away, because it's noisy, towards the house there. Just a little 185 CFM compressor, and then that air line goes in down about 20 feet to the uplift, and then creates a suction. So the other neat thing we've got going on here, you may or may not be able to see, on the dewatering table, once you get a lot of water on that table, there's this float will sink. So below here we've got, Dave and I figured it out when we built the whole thing, that we'd run a couple of airlines down to a couple of those 1,000 litre containers that they ship all sorts of liquids in, and they have valves on the bottom. So we ran an air valve down into below them, and we can actually raise or lower that float as needed. Now we've got it pretty much set at the right height, and we don't need to adjust it, but that's a really neat idea that we came up with, we thought, and works really well. When we first fired up the system, the weight of the water and everything in the box there was too much, and walkways were almost underwater here, so we're actually lifting, well, they'll lift a ton each, those things, so, and they're probably only got half full of air. So yeah, that's our sort of setup. You can see catch nets everywhere, anywhere that fish are being handled, catch nets. You can see a long pipe from when we were grading where Richard is down there. That long pipe was when we were grading small fish down to another new pen. So that's pretty much a bit of a rundown on the setup for Grade to Harvest here at Kyuquot Seafood's integrated multi-trophic aquaculture site. And my name is Rusty Smith. I'm the production manager. The guy up there in orange is Dave McCurgan. He's the assistant production manager. And Sam and Keith and Nathan. So for now, see you later, and I'll have another video on this Grade to Harvest shortly.